Good evening, everybody. How are you?
Hello, how's it going?
It's fine. And you, how are you doing?
Good.
Great. Guys, today we're going to divide the class, as I told you yesterday, into parts. The first part is going to be for you can um, work in the SQL Bolt assignment. This is the objectives. First, you're going to continue working in the SQL Bolt assignment. Then, the second part of the class, I am going to reinforce the topic about joins. So I will be explaining some examples of how to do inner joins, left joins, and I have a case study for an e-commerce website. So the idea, guys, is that if you have some questions that you want to do about the SQL Bowl assignment, let me know right now because I am glad to help you. I mean, I'm your mentor. If you need some help from me, if something's not making sense in that assignment, let me know. Okay? It's everything clear?
It's good so far, just time consuming, a little bit exhausting, but fairly straightforward.
Yeah, SQL Vault assignment is a very large assignment. Yeah, it's very difficult to finish it. Let me give you a consolation message that um, the previous pathway, I mean the previous cohort that finished pathway number 4, um, they used it 3 or 4 days to finish the entire assignment, the SQL Vault assignment. So let me know, guys, if you need more time. I could um, open or I can move the due date. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, um, have the confidence with me that if you need more time, it's not a problem. I understand that sometimes not so easy that part, and I could extend the time so you can finish this assignment. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to extend the due date for Tuesday for the next week. Okay, so don't feel stressed if you are right now in the lesson number 7 or 8. I don't know which lesson you are working right now. Don't feel stressed. The idea is that um, I'm going to open this time. Okay. So let me know if you need some help. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Great. Great. So guys, I am here if you need any support.
Okay.
Guys, I'm back. So do I have your attention, please? Lend me your
Yep.
attention. Okay. Great. Give me a second. Let's see. I need to open VS Code for this part of the class. Okay. Hmm. Okay, guys. So remember, today we're going to have a reinforcement about joins. I want to explain you to guys that um, this assignment, SQL Bolt, is not a easy assignment. So it's very important that you need to understand that the due date of this assignment is not for this weekend. If you look here, the due date, it's the July 3rd. Does this make sense? I
Yeah.
mean, you don't need to go in a
Yeah.
hurry. You need to understand this. This is not so easy. So we're going to have like 4 days so you can accomplish this, and I will be helping you. For example, the way I help with Raylon, I could be helping you too, guys. Okay, so don't be hurried that you need to finish this today or tomorrow. We have 2 more days. I mean, we have like 5 more days, like with this due date. Okay, so don't worry about it. Okay, let's continue. Once we talk about this, it's very important that today we're going to have a review about joins. We're going to remember how to do inner joins and left joins. Now, you have a lot of practice right now with SQL Bolt, so maybe you're going to help me to find the solutions. Now, I have a case study for a e-commerce website. So first, I need you to understand that this is the solution, the database solution for the project. In this case, we're going to have a customer table that's this customer can have many orders. Does this make sense? This is a relationship one to many.
Yep.
And this
Yes.
is a foreign key from the customer table. Now, we understand in this part that an order can have several products, and that product can be in several orders. So we have a relationship that is many to many. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Yep.
So when we have relationships many to many, guys, we need a bridge table. In this case, the bridge table, we're going to call it detail table. And this is going to represent the bridge table as the many to many relationship. It copies the two primary keys from its parent tables. So as you see here, this is the order table, this one. It's going to copy the order ID and it's going to copy the product ID. So here we are forming or we are setting up the relationship many to many. Okay, so in based on this diagram, the table definitions that we are going to be using today are the next ones. We have a customer table and the content of this, I mean the DDL SQL for this table is this one. So I'm going to copy paste these queries. I'm going to create the table and I will be creating a new query here. This is the e-commerce double M, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So this is the first table. I will create it. Now you will see that I have a new table here. We have the customers. Now let's put the next table. Now we have the product table. Let's run it. Now we have the order table. So this order table, this is a wrong way to do it. Drop table, because I don't have the foreign key here. Let me do it again. Let me drop it. In this case, the order. I mean, the customer ID is gonna have a references to the table of customers. And we're going to set up the primary key in the parentheses. This is that connection between the two tables, okay? So this is a
Right.
foreign key. Now let's go for the definition of the table of order, that's called the order details, right? So in this case, we're going to copy paste this definition and we need to understand, let me remove this, that the order detail needs to have an order detail ID. So we're just going to call this column just ID. It's going to be a serial data type. Remember, these are auto increment integers, and we need to set up that this is the primary key. Now, the order ID needs to have a foreign key. So we need to add the word references with the table of, in this case, orders. It's this one. And we need to set up here the order ID. Here we have the primary key. In the product ID, we need to do again the references because this is a foreign key. And we need to set up the connection with the table of products with its primary key. In this case, is the product ID. Does this make sense? This part?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me see, I have a problem here. Oh, I have a comma here. So in the order detail, we're going to have the number of the order and the product ID and the quantity of products that you are buying, okay? So let's run the query and let's see the price that I have here for the products. It's a numeric value. Okay, that's it doesn't matter this. Okay, so now guys, we're going to start inserting data in these tables. I have some data prepared for you, and I'm going to start inserting customers right now. This is going to be the customers. We have 4 customers in our database: Alice, Bob, Carol, and David. Try to remember those customers and their IDs. Now we're going to insert some products right now. The products are laptop, mouse, keyboard, and monitor. So we have 4 products, okay? Does this make sense, everything that I'm doing right now?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, you'll see the table of products here. These are the products. The table of, let's see, customers. So we have 4 customers right now. Now we're going to start creating orders for everybody. So I have some orders here. Let me show you. In this case, these orders that I'm gonna put here, the first order, as you see, it's gonna be the ID number 1, okay? And the owner of this order is Alice, right?
Yes.
Okay, now the second order, the ID number 2, the owner is Bob. As you see, this is the ID number 2.
Yeah.
The third order, the owner, again, is Carol. So, I mean, again, in this case, is Alice again. So Alice contains 2 orders. Does this make sense?
Yes.
This is the ID customer number 1. Now, the order number 4, the owner of this order is the customer number 3. In this case, is Carol. Okay, so how many customers contains orders here?
3.
3, right? And there is one that doesn't have an order. Okay, great. That's something that could happen in the real life, okay? Now, now we are going to start inserting products in the orders. Okay, let's see. Let me show you the products here. Let me see. Are these ones? So we have the laptop, the mouse, the keyboard, and the monitor, right? So the order ID number 1, it's Alice, the owner of that order, right? It's going to have the product ID 1. In this case, it's the laptop. Does this make sense?
Yep.
Yes.
So it's the mouse, 2 mouse. Well, yeah, 2 mice. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the product is called mouse. I know that. Well, Alice is going to have 2 mouse here, or 2 mice. Bob is going to have 1 keyboard. Okay. And Alice, in the next order, as you see, the order number 3 is this one. It's in the second order. She's going to have just 1 mouse. Okay. And as you see, this order, that is the number 3, the Carol's order, does not have any product. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to insert this data. Now, guys, let's go, and we need to understand why the joins are important. I need to explain that the joins are important because we are humans, and we don't know what does this ID is going to represent if you have 1,000 of your clients in the database. So for example, this product, imagine that you have 1,000 products. If you are reading the product ID 800, you might need to have like a database in your brain to understand what's that 800 representing. So the foreign keys are always integers, right? They are like the code of the element that is represented. So why the join is important? Because we want to know what is this ID, what is this foreign key representing? That's the idea of using joins. Does this make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Imagine that you're creating a report in your software or in your website, and you're listing all the products that you're selling. You're going to be listing this kind of IDs, but you need to do some joins so you can understand in some human language what is that join representing. I mean, what is that foreign key representing or that code representing? That's why the joins are important in a project. So I have some questions here, very similar to SQL Vault. So I have some reporting questions here. This is the first question. List all the customer names and the order ID they have made. Okay. Do you have an idea which kind of inner join or left join? I mean, which kind of join we're going to use here? Inner join, left join, or right join? Do you have an idea? Base it on this question.
Inner join, right?
It's going to be an inner join. That's right. Because we're going to put in the report the ones that have orders. We're not going to list all the customers, even if they do not have an order. So if we're listing the ones that are in common, we're going to use an inner join. So the way to solve this, you will see. This is the first question, right? Yeah, number one. So we're going to list all the customers with an order, right? So we're going to join the table customer, and we're going to join the table of orders. Sorry, give me a second. Inner join, in this case, the table of orders. Let's see if that's the correct name. Yeah. Now this is going to be renamed as the table B from now on. Now we're going to set up how we're going to do the join, and we need to put the on clause. And in this case, we're going to say that the A dot, let's see, customer ID or just ID? Yeah, customer ID. It's equal to the V customer ID. Let's see if this is going to work. Okay, something is wrong. Customer is not existing. It's customers. Let me run it. Okay, now let's prettify this report. The most important thing that it's getting requested here is that we need the names and the order IDs, right?
Yeah.
Do you agree with that? So we're not going to select all. We're going to prettify this. So we're going to put the name of the customer. We can rename this using the as instruction here as customer name. And the ID of the order, right? So in this case will be order ID. Now, very important to identify the source of the column, okay? Let's run it. Sorry, this is the B column. I mean the B table. Okay, you see it, guys?
Yes.
Let me run it again. So we have Alice. Okay, with the order ID 1, Bob. Now we can order these by name. And you will see that Alice is going to have the order ID 1, 3. Bob is containing the order 2, and Carol is owner of the order number 4. So we have solved right now the first problem. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay, now the problem number 2. List all the products that has been ordered, the quantity ordered, and the customer who ordered this. So I need you to identify. It's very important. It is requesting that we need to list all the products that we have here that has been ordered, right? So that
Right.
information, we have it in here. Do you agree? That all the
Yes.
products that contain a transaction, a selling transaction, is here in this order detail table. So we need to join this table with this one and with this one and with this one, right? Because no, let's see if these are necessary. Let's see. Let's go again. Let's go back to the definition of the problem. List all the products that have been ordered, the quantity, and the customer. So we need to understand who is ordering the product. Okay, so it's very important that we need to join the 4 tables. Okay, because if you want to access to the person who is ordering that product, you need to join with the order, and for last with the customer. It's like a cascade there. So let's start joining the tables. First, it's very important that we need the product table because this is like the parent. Products. I think we call it products, right? Let's see. Yep. This is going to be the parent table. And we're going to put the ones that are in common. So this operation is going to be an inner join between between the 4 tables. So we're going to set up right now. I prefer to do this. Inner join. In this case, the new table is going to be the detail. Let's see, order details. B. And we're going to join these 2 tables on a dot. Let's see, a dot product. Do I have misspelled the word products? No, right. Okay, so we have the product ID with b dot product ID. Let's see if this is running. Okay, so we have here the products that are contained inside of an order. So if we check the products, we have 4 products, right? You see them: laptop,
Yeah.
mouse, keyboard, and monitor. In this report, we just have laptop, mouse, keyboard, and mouse again. Okay, so let's see now. We need to understand who is the owner of the order, or who is, yeah. So we need to start joining the tables, or this part, with the table of orders. This is going to be the C table. And we're going to join by B dot, as you see in the B table, that is the details, we have the order ID, right? Do you agree with this?
Yes.
So we're going to join with the order ID from the C dot order ID. Let's see if this is running. Yeah, it is. So as you see, I'm bringing everything. So I'm bringing all the columns between the 3 tables right now. But
Okay.
let's prettify this report. We need to grab the ID of the product, the name of the product, I think it's product name, right? It's product name, yeah. And then we're going to grab from C order ID right now. Let's run this. Let's see. It's product ID. Okay. Let me prettify this. I think we can format it. Format document. Yes, we can. So we can prettify the code. Okay, now we need to understand who is the owner of the product or the owner of the order. So in this case, now I need to start joining with the table of customers. Let me see the name customers. Yeah, it's fine. And this is going to be renamed as the letter D. On orders ID. I mean, the orders contains the customer ID, right? C
Yes.
dot customer ID. It's equal to D dot. I don't remember. Yeah, it's customer ID as well too. And now here from the D table, we're going to bring the name and we're going to rename this as customer name. Does this make sense? And now you will see that Alice is the owner of 3 elements in different orders. As you see that the order number 1 contains the laptop, the mouse, and the order number 3 contains this mouse. You see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's see. It is requested the quantity of the order. That information of the quantity, we have it here in the order detail. So we're going to bring here the quantity from the B table. Let's run it again. Where is the one? Okay, so as you see, we're bringing 2 elements, 1 element, 1 element, and 1 of this. Okay, now we have accomplished the problem number 2. Problem number 3, find all the customers who ordered a mouse. So we can copy this query, no problem with that. And this is going to be the problem number 4. We can copy this query, guys, no problem. And then we're going to add the instruction where, so we can filter with a condition this query or this information, where we can do it like this. Product name, it's equal to mouse. Now let's run this. And we just have Alice, right? You see it?
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
now it is requested to find all the customers who had order a mouse. So it is important that we just require the name here. So we can put just the name like this. And remember that we are going to avoid duplicate. So we're going to put the word distinct.
Okay.
As you learn it in SQL Bold. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Yep.
Great. Now let's do the problem number 5. For each order, you're going to list the customer name, the product name, the quantity, the price per item, and the total price. It's an inner join between all the tables. So we have this inner join here. So we can copy this. Now let's bring the customer name. So we're going to bring first the customer name. Let's see. Then let's bring the product name. Now let's bring the quantity. The quantity, we have it in the order details, so it's B dot quantity. And from the product, we have the price. And then it is requested something that is called the total price. Let me explain you this part. Okay, right now, we have the quantity here for this laptop. The total the total price for this part of the invoice is that we're going to multiply the quantity times the price. Does this make sense? So for example,
Yes.
this record is going to cost $1,200. This record is going to cost $50 because
50.
we are buying two, right?
Yeah.
So we need to do a multiplication operation. So the way to do that is that you're going to do like this. The quantity times the price. And this is the total per item. And these kind of operations, we call them calculated fields. Let's run this. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, I have a dot here. Sorry. And I forgot to put this is the special word if you want to rename a column, okay? So the total price or the total item is this one. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay, and we have accomplished all these questions, okay? So guys, now that we have accomplished this, the conclusions that we have for today. Joins help us to analyze for making decisions to the owners of a web project. And because we have a busy week, guys, I know that you are tired right now. The class is going to end early, so I'm going to dismiss you, everybody, right now. Only if you have a question, I will stay here, or if you have a question, we can stay. But if not, I will dismiss you early.
I do have one question.
Yeah, tell me.
If you go back to your last screen on your VS Code,
Yeah.
when you put so as is like changing
The name
the
of the function.
variable name,
Yes.
but when we're using the A or the B, that's just kind of like a
It's
like a
quick.
nickname for kind of like a nickname for our original variables to where you don't have to type all of that out every time.
Yes. Now, let me explain you that this word is optional. You can jump this word, for example, this way, and it won't be a problem. You see, it's working. The query is working.
Yeah.
For example, here, and you see this is working, but for some reason, when you are using tables, it's not so common that you will see this word as. I mean, you can, this is an optional word. It's not necessary. You can rename a table, you can rename a column, not a problem, without using this reserve word. Okay.
Okay.
So it's optional if you want to explain that you are renaming, because right now I understand that you are beginners. I'm trying to put that word in between so you can understand that I'm renaming the variable.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, but when you gain experience, you will see that if you read a query from another partner in your projects, you will see that sometimes that as is not included because it's optional.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. Okay, guys, any more questions?
Nope, that was it. You cleared that up for me.
That's all. Okay, guys, so see you on Monday. We will continue working on the SQL Bowl assignment. Don't worry, don't be hurry. Try to keep it calm, okay? See you on Monday. Have a nice weekend, everybody.
Have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend.